I'm more so leaning to Marasov and the Exo Stranger returning a lot quicker than the Darkness does, just because I believe season 11 is going to be the bridge to the events where we actually start to interact and combat the darkness. I think that we're going to do that in the fall. And during this next season, we're going to be equipped with the knowledge that we need to truly know our enemy. Because it wouldn't make sense to me for Bungie to just kick off season 11 and us to be fighting the darkness when we have learned some things about them, but we don't really know too much about our enemies. And we have a lot of allies who have been on the front lines, like the Exo Stranger and like Marasov, who can better equip us with the knowledge that we need. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to go over the 2 teaser trailers that we got so far from Bungie. We are going to have a reveal for season 11 on June 9th. So definitely make sure you guys show up. I'm going to be live streaming that event here on YouTube and also on mixer.com. I'll have all those links down below for you guys, so you can definitely tune in, hang out with me, watch the reveal event, or as Bungie puts it, the unveiling event, and see what's going to be coming out at Reset on Tuesday. As always, if you guys do end up enjoying the video, please be sure to hit that like button, and also make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want some more Destiny content. I will do more breakdowns and more discussion and guide videos in the future, and expect more content to branch off from Destiny 2 as we approach more news about the next gen consoles. So now that you guys have gotten to see the 2 teaser trailers that Bungie dropped for us, we're going to just run through each one, and I just want to pick out some things that I noticed. Now, if you watch this first trailer here with the Drifter, you will notice there's a couple of things that stand out specifically on the planet itself, and I'm going to pick up on those same things when we switch over to the Eris trailer after this. So we see the Drifter coming out of this ship here. We've already debunked that this is not a new ship, this is not a colony ship. This is actually the Drifter ship. I might throw in a little image just to show you. But as you come out here, the ship does look pretty huge, especially in comparison to the size of the ship that we see flying out of it. But if you look behind the ship, you'll see like this huge light source. It's like a circular shape or whatever on the front of the ship. We'll actually look at a picture of the Drifter ship and you'll see that this is actually on the front of his ship. So this kind of gives you a better sense of scale to what the Drifter ship actually looks like, seeing this tiny ship come out of it. So it's actually a lot bigger than we all thought originally, but this is the Drifter ship. Now, moving forward, we see his ship fly out into space towards what we all are assuming is Europa, which, you know, we're assuming because the planet behind it is Jupiter. Now, if you notice on the planet, you'll see a whole lot of red lines on that planet. Now, I don't know too much about Europa. I could be completely wrong with this, but I'm not sure that that is part of the planet's topography, if I'm using the correct term. But as we get closer, you'll notice that those red streaks are all over the planet. Just pay attention to those. Now, we do get a look inside the ship. We do see the Drifter here. Obviously, he's decked out in his Gambit looking gear. He is wearing a mouth breather, a rebreather for oxygen. So we do know that Guardians cannot breathe in space. And the Drifter does have a ghost. So a lot of people thought the Drifter does not have a ghost. The Drifter does have a ghost. Him and his ghost just don't get along. He kind of just abandoned his ghost. He doesn't really side with the Traveler. That's why he's a rogue lightbearer. He also does not side with the Darkness, although he did run with the Dredgens, the Shadows of Yore. He was known as Dredgen Hope for those who didn't know that. You could definitely check out the lore. I'm going to link a lot of the lore down low because it's going to come in handy as we go forward and we see what happens next season. So you do get a look inside of his ship. You see him flipping one of those Gambit coins. He is able to summon motes for those who don't know. And he can summon primevals. But you see here he flicks the Gambit coin and actually lights it on fire, which is pretty cool. I don't think we've ever seen him do that before. So yeah, he kind of looks very ominously forward as if he's ready for something. Like he knows what he's going towards, so he looks prepared. I mean, we know Drifter as a character in the game who has been preparing for the second collapse, but he's been preparing in a sense that he's trying to avoid it. He mentions having another. He mentions having other hideaways, like hiding spots in other dimensions. He mentions that he saved the spot for us if we wanted it, things like that. So we've never really seen the Drifter as somebody to face an issue head on. So I'm kind of curious his role in all of this going forward. You know, you look at the look of determination on his face. You know, it's something that we've never seen from the Drifter. And as we close out this first teaser, you get the date of June 9th. I did mention that I will be streaming this event on YouTube. I'll probably multi-stream it on Mixer as well. So if you follow me on there, you can definitely tune in to watch. What I want you guys to pay attention to, see those red streaks, right? Now, Europa is an ice planet, and we do know that in the Destiny universe, there are forces such as the Traveler that can influence the atmosphere on certain planets. So it's very possible that what we're seeing here is actually volcanic activity erupting below the surface of Europa. Now, what caused that? We don't know, but we do know that the darkness itself has a gravity weapon, which actually pulls the gravity of planets. And we've seen that, you know, as an example within the lore, we've seen that happen on Titan. That's actually what caused the destruction of Titan. So if you go back and you read the lore books, I believe it's the last days of Kraken Mare. If you go back and read those lore books from the Shadowkeep DLC, you'll learn a lot more about events, you know, right before the collapse. And I think specifically those cover events on Titan. So definitely go check those out. But these red lines, these lava lines, whatever they end up being, they're definitely something all over the planet of Europa, and we will see them as we go forward. Now, as I said, we do see those same volcanic lines. I'm going to call them volcanic lines. We don't know, but I'm just assuming that these are volcanic lines. We're seeing some type of volcanic activity on Europa, and you see Eris here climbing a mountain. Now, somebody did put out a trailer. I believe their name on Twitter was Aston, but they put out a trailer, a side-by-side view of the new teaser trailers and the original Destiny 1 launch trailer. And it's the one with the astronauts going to Mars for the first time when they meet the Traveler. And this trailer is very symbolic of that trailer. Now, the thing to think about with these two teaser trailers that we're getting, the Drifter and Eris are going to Europa for a purpose. Now, it could be the Deepstone Crypt, or it could be something else entirely that we're not thinking of, which I think is the Darkness. Now, we did get a teaser trailer in game of the Darkness appearing right over the silhouette of Jupiter. That could actually be the reason why these two trailers match with the very first trailer where we met the Traveler. These two teaser trailers could be symbolizing that Eris and the Drifter are the first ones who are going to go meet the Darkness on the horizon of Europa. Now, we don't know that for a fact. That's just my speculation. I think it's a pretty good guess. And I wouldn't be shocked if it happens, but obviously we'll have to wait till Tuesday to find out. Now, as we go forward, you see Eris climbing up this snowy mountain here that has the volcanic lines coming down. You do see some debris in the background, it looks like. That definitely does not look natural to this planet's landscape. So something is back there. As we go forward, you see Eris standing over this mountaintop overlooking this valley in a sense. There is a mountain peak or whatever you want to call it, a hilltop over there in the background. We don't see anything in particular that stands out as like civilization or even like the Darkness ship itself. We don't see anything like that. And as we go on in the trailer, the Eris standing there looking over the edge. Now we get a long view of what appears to be Eris trudging through the snow, making her way towards something. She's going somewhere. She definitely has some direction to where she's going. Now, this part right here is something that I wanted to point out. Pay attention to actually this formation that we're looking at. It's circular in shape. Now, there's nothing going through here to show that something busted through and made its way. I'm not trying to say that this is a worm god or anything like that. I don't think we're gonna get something like Warmind where we get another worm god. But I just think it's interesting that they're showing Eris walking through here like she's looking for something, and then you have this circular shape cut out into the ice formations. Now, we're going to continue going through here. Eris is walking through. Now, like I said, those red lines are pretty apparent all over the planet, and you see them here as Eris continues to push forward. You see them right along the side of her. If these are volcanic lines, then my first question is, why is it that the snow is not melting? So again, I was calling them volcanic lines. I'm not confirming that they are. They could be something entirely different. I don't think they're Siva, because I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, maybe it's Siva. I definitely don't think it's Siva. But whatever is causing these red lines to appear throughout this entire planet, because this is not just with Eris. We saw from the Drifter teaser, this is actually the entire planet that's covered in these red lines. Something is causing the planet to either be pulled apart, and my guess is the darkness. Now, going forward in the trailer, she's pushing through. We get a view of her from the front, and you do see those red lines again. Like I said, pay attention to that. This does appear to be like a grooved out area, like something crashed through here or flew through here. Maybe, again, that's just speculation. But now we're approaching the part that everyone has been talking about, and that's Eris putting up her hand and actually summoning some type of magic or ability or something like that. Now, I know a lot of people have mentioned that this looks like the Charged with Light symbol from the Dreaming City. It's definitely very possible. And if you remember specifically from the lore, Eris and the Queen, Mara Sov, they do have a very close connection. So it's very possible Mara Sov taught Eris something. Because remember, Eris does not have a ghost. Eris's ghost died down when she was trapped within the moon. But I do want to point out that everyone needs to remember something, because a lot of people were saying that, Eris doesn't have a ghost. How could she be doing this? Remember, Eris also has abilities. When we played in Shadowkeep and she helped us and she pulled us out of that sticky situation with the nightmares in the very first mission, she was chanting some weird words that we've never really heard before. Now, where she got that ability from is unclear. It could be hive magic, something that she learned during her time down in the pits, or again, it could be the Queen. We don't really know, but it's definitely interesting for sure that you see her here using this magic to shield herself from the snow, the blizzard that she's walking through. So we don't know where she's going though. So that's the whole thing. Her and the Drifter are going somewhere. They're approaching something. But one thing that I do want to mention here that we could be seeing, because again, I personally believe it's the darkness that her and the Drifter are going to meet on Europa. And I think it's very important to realize that. But when we were playing in Shadowkeep in that very first mission, we had to pierce that veil in order to approach the darkness ship, right? We had to put on that entire set that was infused with that magic from the cryptoglyph. Maybe I'm saying that wrong, but whatever, however you say it. But it was infused with that magic from that hive item that we stole. And Eris has had that with her. She's been able to study that along with the artifact that we got from the end of the mission. So it wouldn't surprise me if Eris has some type of magic, or she learned some type of magic to be able to pierce that type of veil. So we could actually be seeing Eris pierce a similar veil right here. And now, like I said, I could be totally wrong. That's not confirmed. It's just speculation, but it just appears that this magic here is getting a little bit stronger, and whatever she's trying to walk through, besides the blizzard, is getting a little bit stronger and repelling her in a sense. So yeah, that's the end of both of these teaser trailers. But yeah, I think that the darkness is going to come next season. I think, we've seen some teasers that next season is going to be called Season of the Arrival, or Season of the Visitor, something to that extent. So there is someone coming. And I do know, and I have speculated about Mara Sov returning on Twitter. I've speculated about the Exo Stranger returning. All of these things are very possible. I'm more so leaning to Mara Sov and the Exo Stranger returning a lot quicker than the darkness does, just because I believe season 11 is going to be the bridge to the events where we actually start to interact and combat the darkness. I think that we're going to do that in the fall, And during this next season, we're going to be equipped with the knowledge that we need to truly know our enemy. Because it wouldn't make sense to me for Bungie to just kick off season 11 and us to be fighting the darkness when we have learned some things about them, but we don't really know too much about our enemies. And we have a lot of allies who have been on the front lines, like the Exo Stranger and like Marasov, who can better equip us with the knowledge that we need. So I think it would make a lot more sense for them to come back first, or even if they don't come back, for some type of message or something to come from them to equip us with the knowledge that we need. So yeah, definitely expect them to pop up. I expect Callus to be front and center during all of this stuff. It's gonna be an Avengers style event. I've described it like that many times. It's gonna be that you're gonna have that sense of gathering where a lot of the allies that we've gained over this last year, and honestly over the last few years playing Destiny 2, you're going to see a lot of these allies just come together as we face honestly the greatest threat that we've had thus far in Destiny 2. And I feel like Bungie's doing a pretty good job of pushing us in that direction. Everything hasn't always gone as smoothly as it could in game. You haven't always had the sense of scale, the sense of danger that you've needed to in game. But I think that now, as we start to condense a lot of these narrative threads that have been spread out over the course of a year or two, I think that now we'll start to get a better feeling and start to feel that that tenseness building up as we approach season 11 and as we approach the fall. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, if you learned anything, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. And make sure you drop a comment down below. Let me know if you guys are hyped for season 11, hyped for the fall content. Let me know if you guys have any opinions, any theories about what's going to happen when season 11 kicks off. I'll be interested to see what you guys think, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.